Okay, two things. Number one, someone in the comments said I should wear the Minnesota uniform of blue, black, and brown in one of my videos. So here you go. And I'm for sure not wearing Chelsea boots. Number two, this whole season, I ain't said but one. Oh my golly, Wally. Netflix dropped this finale and said, here go the rest. All right, welcome to Tate's Take. If you're new here, today we're talking about the Love is Blind Season 8 finale. And I'm going to be talking about it like you've seen it too. If that's something you're into, hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Taste Takers, let's watch these women take the power back. Boom! Actually, a little housekeeping first. Now, as one or two of you have gently pointed out, I didn't comment on episode 12. And there's a very good explanation for that. I was at a family reunion. Okay, here's the real story. As some of you know, Netflix sends journalists, critics, some of their content a little bit earlier. I've been lucky enough to be one of those critics, one of those journalists. And they don't just be sending the whole season all willy-nilly so I can spoil the whole thing already. They go, here go the first 6 episodes. All right, here go the next 3. And here go, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. So last week, they sent us episodes 10 and 11. That's it. And I ain't questioning it because in season 7, it was the same thing. 10 and 11. And then episode 12 was the finale. Episode 13 was the reunion. So I was like, everything here seems copacetic. To my surprise, when I woke up on that fateful Friday, everybody was looking for episode 12. And I was looking for it too. So long story long, I didn't put it in the video, but I'm going to briefly touch on it in this video. Pardon my tardiness. If you want to just fast forward to episode 13 because you already moved on from episode 12, go ahead and do that. But for those of us looking for the complete Taste Take experience, let's get started. Boom! Super fast recap of episode 12, which was called Bride's Last Ride, which is a terrible title of an episode, but also kind of prophetic. This episode consisted of all the couples' last dates, a boring conversation between Devon and Virginia, and a Sarah and Ben wedding day cliffhanger. Our first last date is with Daniel and Taylor. They're just skating around town having the time of their lives. Let me see what other notes I have here. I said, first time getting breakfast in bed, and of course you guys Chelsea's on. I guess he has Chelsea's on. Monica and Joey's last date was at the conservatory. Somewhere out there, Devon was like, my favorite. Get it? Because it's the conservatory. And because he thought that it was for conservatives only. Just getting warmed up. This joke would have been much funnier last week. Okay, what did I write here? Yes, that backdrop was fire, but here's the first kind of little scene where we saw some chinks in their armor. Monica's not thrilled that she's feeling that Joey's just not all the way dialed in. And because of that, she's holding back too. They talk about how he was anxious during his proposal, which I guess he doesn't often get anxious, which I understand. Then they start talking about love languages. He says his love languages are acts of service and words of affirmation. She's like, oh, well, my love languages are words of affirmation and physical touch. Honestly, I filled out that love language thing a long time ago, and I got to revisit those results. But I just always thought that they needed some more options. Anyway, Monica says, hey, when I say that my love language is physical touch, I'm not talking about PDA. But when we was all hanging with the couples, everyone else was getting all lovey-dovey, and I was feeling a little left out. And Monica, just so you know, what those other couples were engaging in was indeed PDA. So just for your records. Anyway, Joey talking about that night, he's like, well, I did try to improve as the night went on. Did you know it? Did you know it is? Whatever. We got our eyes on them. Over to the worst last date, where was Sarah and Ben in the woods. This dude, Ben, ain't kept a drink and a glass a day in his life. Anyway, Sarah tells Ben, listen here, bucko. I listened to one of your little church services about sexual identity. When I tell you Sarah is dragging this church thing, she tells him that they said, hey, if you're LGBT, we welcome you. But we still got traditional views around here. So you can attend our sermons. But if you freaks think you can come up in here with your butt plugs, kissing and hugging and shablamming, you got another thing coming. Okay. The freaking church obviously didn't say that. But see what happens when you guys got me going back and doing episode 12? We could have passed all by this and I could have been real serious talking about these weddings. You guys did this. Ben's looking at her like, yeah, bro, I really don't know their stance. Sarah's like, how can you not know their stance? You've been going there for years. Ben wants to say, because I'm not gay. Ben wants to say, because I'm not gay. But you can't say that. Not to Sarah, not on TV. Anyway, Sarah's not done yet. She goes on to talk about how the church views trans peoples. She says that they explain that desires are different than actions. Apparently, they compared it to a kid coming home from school and telling their parents that they thought they were fat and wanted to go on a diet, and how the parents wouldn't let them think that. They would just tell them, we're going to get you the help you need. And I don't know much about anything, but I'm not sure that's how it works. But I ain't no damn clergy. Sarah tells Ben, look, if someone's feeling that they're in the wrong bodies, who are we to tell them how they should feel? Ben's like, yeah, I also agree with that. Sarah tells Ben, look, if someone's feeling different about their body, who are we to change that? Ben's like, yeah, I agree with you. I've been agreeing with you. She's basically trying to tell him that she don't really want to go back to that church. She's like, look, maybe on a holiday or a family reunion or a special occasion or something like that, but maybe we could look at something different. She's like, now that you know their stance, would you be open to finding a new church? Ben's like, yeah, sure, no problem. He's like, look, girl, I'm with you. I'm open to it. I don't know. None of us know. Who am I to say what's right and what's wrong? He's like, look, I'm not out here trying to tell people how to live. That's just my church home. I feel connected to it. I built a family there. And when I go, I feel special. Sarah continues to drag this. She's been dragging this so long. I can't believe she got me on Ben's side. Come on, Ben. I'll go to your weird ass church with you. Sarah's like, because you and your church, and because I want you to go to Pride. Ben's like, bitch, I already said I'll go to Pride. Which he did say. So then she unlocks that Virginia starter pack. She's like, well, do you have any questions for me? Ben's like, girl, get the fuck out of my face. I had a long ass day at work. And now that I think about it, kind of wish I was back working on those spreadsheets. I have no questions. Then we go into their igloo where I guess Ben decided to fart in her face mid-sentence. This is why y'all wanted me to review episode 12. Okay, over to Virginia and Devon on their last date out there horsing and carriaging. You know Virginia's happy. She's like, I love this. Cheers. They're right around town. Virginia's like, hey, Devon, you want to pick out our house? Devon's like, in this neighborhood? I imagine the HOA fees are off the charts. Obviously, I'm kidding. There's no way that Devon knows what an HOA fee is. So they go on to do that little Italian cooking thing. And again, Virginia asks him, hey, is there anything else that we should talk about? Virginia, enough. Devon's like, goddamn, girl, no, enough. But I did get you some gifts, though. Virginia's like, you did? I'm never going to get through to the finale. Can you guys just relax? Devon's like, yup. First up, I got you this basketball. I know how much you love shooting hoops. And if you look at it right here, it says Team Buckley. You know, just in case this doesn't work out, I can still shoot hoops with it. Virginia's like, great. Thank you. It's just what I wanted. Devon's not done. He says, girl, I actually went ahead and took the liberty of getting us matching jerseys. I know how much, you love the Lakers, so I figured we could, maybe wear these at the reception. Virginia's like, reception? Hope you got the receipt, nigga. Okay, I'm just kidding. Virginia's like, wow, Lakers, jerseys, thank you. Devon's like, no, that's not it. You thought that was it? No, babe. Obviously, I'm the one that loves basketball. Why would I only get you basketball-themed gifts? I'm not a bonehead, because I know that reception's going to get lit. So for the after party, I wrote it here. I said, well, if I could always delete it because it's uncalled for and ill-timed. But if you're seeing it, I left it in. I didn't need to, but what am I doing? All right, over to the Bachelor and Bachelorette parties. It's always so unbalanced. The guys get to go throw footballs around at the freaking Vikings practice facility, and the girls gotta dress up as old ladies and ride roller coasters. It don't never match up. It's always like, all right, fellas, how would you guys like to hang with the cast of Fast and the Furious? Yeah, you guys like that? What if I told you You could be in the next movie. Ladies, enjoy these never-ending breadsticks from Olive Garden. Enjoy these never-ending breadsticks from Olive Garden. It don't ever match up. Ugh. Anyway, so now these women are out here dressed like grandmas. Genius. Make them unapproachable to any other man before their wedding day. But also, don't have them around no other men. Man, this old ass from the Pod Squad just out there wearing her regular whatever. Lauren brought her dumpy out there. And Sarah don't got no undies on. She just riding the horsies with that thing just out there just sliding all over. Don't kids ride those things? Okay, then we're back with Virginia and Devon. And Devon got his Batman voice out. He's like, can we talk? He tells her, sit your twisted ass neck down. Okay. Devon tells her, so I took the liberty of having my mom and my family attorney review this little prenup of yours. Now, for those of you thinking that Devon's family attorney is their pig, just cut it out right now. Tate, you were literally the only one thinking that, bro. Oh, excuse me. Devon's like, well, seems to be that if I sign this here prenup, we both leave with what we came with. Devon. Virginia's looking at him like, it takes everything in her to be like, yeah, I tried to tell your bitch ass. Anyway, he signs that thing, and I must admit that Virginia had that shit on. Okay, last scene of the episode here. We're about to get into this Sarah and Ben wedding day cliffhanger. Her family pulls up to the bridal suite. She tells them she feels good about her decision. Her sister Lisa's acting like Sarah's getting a new iPhone. She's like, well, have you made a pros and cons list? Her mom says she's apprehensive, but she's excited. She even been texting with Ben's mom. Sarah tells her mom, you know I even went to church with Ben? Her mom's like, so does that mean you'll come to church with me? This whole time Sarah's mom's a church girly. No wonder she texting Ben's mom. They probably exchanging those little scriptures on WhatsApp. Sarah's like, I love Ben, and I have no questions. Lisa's like, the fuck? Yes, you do. Over to Ben starting to get ready. He's confident that they can get over all those social issues, and it won't be a hurdle for them. His friends pull up. You see my boy Gabe. Of course, Gabe is the only one to bring Ben a gift. Wait. Ben throws that tuxedo on. One of his other boys is like, well, I do you. Ben's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Pause there, buddy. Sarah busts in the room, is like, I knew you was anti-LGBT. Ben says his nerves are setting in, but he's ready to say yes. Back over to Sarah's corner, Lisa and her partner Kelsey over there telling secrets. They're like, I think she's going to say yes. I know. It's so annoying. We're way too sober for this. You want to just get drunk? Yeah, we're going to have to get drunk to get through this. Sarah comes out in her dress looking good. Lisa and Kelsey are like, oh my God, so pretty. They had that just got done hating voice. You know that voice. Then Sarah's stepdad, Andy, pulls up, and I'm trying to get down to the finale, but I got to touch on this for a second. He caught me slipping. This dude tells her it all went too fast. I still remember us playing SpongeBob together. Goddamn, Andy, you had no reason to eat like that. Lisa's still over there trying to talk her out of this with her eyes. She's like, just do you. No, do what's good for you. Let's go to the ceremony. We're with Ben and his mom and his grandma, and they're both eating these hoes up in that purple. Now Andy's about to walk Sarah down the aisle. He's like, so what do you like about this guy? Andy? Literally, not now. Ben damn near falls down the steps trying to hug this man, Andy, which I don't even blame him. I'm trying to get a hug from Andy too. I take a look at my watch and I realize they're about to cliffhanger us. Also, I love when the Pod Squad be at the weddings. Anyway, they exchange vows, and here goes that cliffhanger. Boom! Episode 13. This one's called The Weddings, and they could have come up with something more creative. Okay. You know where we are. Sarah and Ben are at the altar. The officiant looks at Sarah, says, Sarah, do you take this dude, Ben, to be your crutch so you can feel better about being a fake ally? Because even though you don't give a fuck about those issues you preach about, you can always say, Ben knows less. For richer or for poorer, for gayer or for straighter, as long as you both shall live. Sarah pauses long enough for all of us to get a snack. She tells him, Ben, I love you. And we all been watching Love is Blind long enough to know this is the only time you don't want to hear those 3 words. She says, Ben, I love you, but I always wanted a partner that was on my same wavelength. So today, I can't. These people are looking around like how those last black people in Texas was probably looking around when they found out they could have been free. Lisa's over there looking like the slave that broke the story. Lisa's over there looking like the slave that broke the story. So that's a Juneteenth joke. Not sure how we got there for Sarah and Ben, but like, comments, onward. Back to Sarah. She says, Ben, no. Don't get it twisted. I love everything about you. Everything about you is amazing. Sarah, do you realize that none of this makes sense? But Ben can hear this. He's like, oh, well, everything about me amazing. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I still love you, and I hope that we can work on our relationship. Sarah's like, Hold on there, Tucker Carlson. We'll see about that. Girl, you just said. Sarah leaves the altar. And I think she had a mini stroke. This exit was so cringy. She's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. No. I'll see you outside. Come outside. No, I'm fine. I'm so fine. And who do you think is going to be there checking on Benjamin Franklin? Of course, it's my boy Honest Abe, ready and waiting with a hug. Now we're in the car with Sarah, her mom, and her sister. And I guess she's doing a recap of week 1. She's like, do you know that I asked Ben what he thought about Black Lives Matter? And he didn't know what he thought? Girl, literally shut up. Because honestly, no one really knows what you even think about it. Back with Ben and his boys, they're all watching film trying to figure out what went wrong. They're like, man, I thought we was good to go. Then they do that weird handhold thing. This dude, Ben, really might be anti-gay. My boy Abe jumps in. He's like, Drew, would you like to lead us in prayer for our friend Ben? Drew says, absolutely. Would you guys bow your heads? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this awesome time. Okay, listen. If you're one of those people that don't watch the Netflix show and you only watch Taste Take, you're obviously thinking, that's for sure not how the prayer went. But I can assure you, that is exactly how that prayer started. I couldn't tell you how it ended, though, because I went to get a snack. This dude, Ben, don't know what to do. He just picking shit up and putting it back. Ben, just go home. Okay, next up, we are over to Monica and Joey's wedding day. Monica pulls up first. She's like, yeah, well, usually on your wedding day, you know exactly what's going to happen. But if this doesn't work out, I don't know where I'm going to find someone as amazing as Joey. Then Joey pulls up in longboards for the 2 steps from the car to the door. Fucking sick, bro. His friends come over. They all look and talk the same. They're throwing around that football. It's literally the Spider-Man meme. I just saw this. Back over to Monica. She's telling her people, yeah, it is kind of hard with Joey because he's not as emotional as I'm used to. So I don't always know what he's thinking. On the other side of the world, Joey's friends are all telling him how much they love Monica. Joey tells him about her hating-ass sister Nicole, how she said that, well, I'll give you my blessing, but not my support. Fucking typical. At the same time, Nicole's telling Monica, I just don't think you're a good people reader. In high school, you brought home some questionable dudes. Monica's looking at her like, bitch, high school? Look, I don't know about y'all, but I for sure took the car out for a joyride to the mall, and I ain't had no license. I don't think they're going to ask me about that in my next job interview. But maybe if you guys like and comment and subscribe, I won't have no next job interview. Something to think about. Anyway, the point is the stark difference between Monica over there stressing and Joey over there throwing footballs is crazy. Then Joey's mom and his sisters pull up to the groom suite. I feel like Joey's mom is one of the few moms that's actually into this whole process. She's like, no, this is exciting. I support this. I support you. What's that thing you always say? Live, love, and never fuck raw? Joey's like, Mom, no. It's live, love, and never regret. Either way, his family tells him that they all love Monica and how she's lucky to have him because when everything broke down in their lives, Joey was their rock. Then Monica's mom pulls up to see her in the dress and she's like, oh, you look beautiful. Nicole, you see how easy that is? Also, a little commotion for this queen here because he really the MVP. I don't have no notes, just a shout out. Then Joey's dad and his stepmom pull up. This dude's dad shifted the whole energy. You can tell he ain't wearing a Hawaiian shirt. This nigga's distinguished. Now, if you look past all that stoicism, he is spitting. This is when he starts talking about the process. He's like, yeah, it's not normal. But what is normal? Damn. That's a good question, Norman Osborn. Back with Monica before we get to the ceremony. They tell her, don't forget to follow your heart, your brain, and your vagina. Thank you, Monica's family. Thank you. Okay, to the aisle we go. And if you think I'm not going to address the fact that Joey left out an empty wheelchair for his late sister Chasea, you got another thing coming. And you know it's longboard time. Does this dude Joey have the coolest entrance in wedding history? Well, at least Love is Blind history. Monica walks out with her parents, no longboard. Boring. We're at the altar. They exchange vows. Y'all wasn't listening. I wasn't listening. Let's move on. The officiant looks at Monica. She says, Monica, do you take Joey as your lawfully wedded husband to have him count every Honey Nut Cheerio in that cereal bowl and to kill all the spiders crawling out of your dirty ass undies as long as you both shall live? Monica looks Joey deep in the eyes. Deep in the eyes. She says, I can't right now. Oh my golly, Wally. I told y'all they're saving all the freaking heat for this week. Oh, she got ahead of it. Some of y'all could have predicted this. Some of y'all did predict this, but most of y'all were shocked, just as I was. She tells him, look, we're both not there right now. This thing has to be 100% or we ain't doing it. Now, see, this is where I always say, in Love is Blind, they should have to fill out their answers before they go down there, like how I do on Survivor. Just write on a little piece of paper and put in the thing. That way, so for example, if I'm Joey and I was going to say no if they asked me first, I could say, oh, I was going to say yes. I was going to say yes. You broke my heart, girl. You broke my heart. But if they, the official's like, well, Joey said he would have said no too. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean? The thing is, Joey is so freaking honest. He's like, yeah, I wasn't there either. I would have said no too. Bruh, that crowd's out there clapping so loud, you would think they said I do. Anyway, Monica's like, look, if Joey told me with his words he was 100% there, my answer would have been different. Then Joey says, look, the first time Monica ever told me she loved me was right there at that altar. I didn't know. He also says that her hating that sister has something to do with it, then begrudgingly admits that, well, I probably could have been more vocal about my feelings towards her. So yeah, Joey, that's kind of the point here. Now, this whole situation does have some spice potential for the reunion. And as much as I love spice, I kind of want to see these two just being cordial and both just kind of moved on. All right, just 2 more weddings, but this one is the main event. We are at Devon and Virginia's wedding day, and put your freaking seatbelts on. Virginia pulls up clean. Let's just get that out the way. While these other people be pulling up with their freaking sweats, looking all raggedy so they can glow up, Virginia's like, bitch, I'm already glowed. Fuck you thought. Her mom and her friends pull up to tell her she looks good. Everything copacetic right now. Everything moving and grooving, smooth and juving. Devon's getting ready. His people over there showing their support. His brother-in-law T still mad about that prenup. Y'all, he even got his dad Willie talking in there. He ain't said this many words his whole life. He about to run out of content. Back over with Virginia, they ask her like, hey, what do you like about Devon? She's going on and on. He's a nice guy. He's kind. He shows up for his friends. He shows up for his family. This list is never ending. But watch this. Her friend tells her, oh, so you got you a you for you. Boom. And you could tell it kind of caught Virginia off guard, because a lot of times people like that, they not used to seeing the good in themselves. Especially someone like Virginia who says she never dated a nice guy. She might have internalized that to say, well, maybe I'm not a nice person, or maybe I don't have the qualities to attract a nice person. Listen, what do I know? I'm just a dude who makes YouTube videos. So go ahead, hit that like and subscribe. Anyway, then Devon's mom and his sister pull up to see Virginia. You can see Virginia's homie Courtney looking like she want to fight. She's like, you said, what about my girl? Shut up. And you know Devon's sister Kayla couldn't come through without saying something. Just something. She's like, oh, you look nice. I wish I could see you in your wedding dress, but this is nice. Virginia's like, bitch, you're not going to the wedding? Yeah, so I thought. You see when everybody else sees you, bitch ass nigga. But nah, everybody cooling. Mary and Becky cooling. This little girl eating all the snacks. Then more of Devon's family pulls up. Quick question for T and T only. Brother, what will compel you to wear this? You look like Grimace from McDonald's, but if you started stripping. Back over to Virginia, she comes out in her dress. And I must say, the shit does look better in the light. I must have missed it. Her mom is so freaking nice. I think her mom must have heard me talking about Daniel's mom being my favorite, and she's been stepping it up ever since. And since we're here, I think it's safe to say that we know why Virginia talks the way she talks. The Virginia voice has an origin. But yeah, Virginia looking that good in that dress. You think we not getting some twisted neck thank yous? Easily top 5, maybe top 3 looking brides in Love is Blind history. Also, quick question for the crowd. How many ladybugs do it take to go from good luck to infestation? Now we see Virginia's dad pull up for the first time with his new thing. Okay, look at freaking Virginia's mom. Hey, Paul. Hey, baby. Virginia's mom nice as hell, man. She's like, no, we cordial. Virginia's aunt, her mom's sister, is the officiant for the wedding, and I'm sorry for this in advance, but she really do got that Lord Farquaad on. Okay, to the altar we go, and you better keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Devon walks down the aisle with his mom. Virginia walks down the aisle with her dad. Devon gives his vows. Not bad, Devon. Virginia gives her vows. Her neck never been more twisted. Virginia's auntie looks at Devon and says, Devon, does your broke ass take this woman to be your sugar mama, to have and to hold your bags while you take her credit cards to Foot Locker, in kickness and in health, as long as you both shall live? Devon says, I do. Virginia's auntie looks at her. She's like, Virginia, do you take this black Republican sneakerhead to have and to hold his hand while you mansplain what a savings account is for the 13th time, in sickness and in health, for poor, as long as you both shall live, Virginia utters those dreaded words. I love you so much, but I'm just not ready. Look at these faces. No. Your YouTube did not freeze. I need you to sit with this. Look at these faces, because that's what my face did. I let out an audible, oh my golly wally, in the comfort of my own home. This is a finale. This is a finale, people. When you want to talk about acting, Virginia put that family in a freaking chokehold. This is really a live look at Devon seeing those dollar signs slip away. He's like, girl, the ink ain't even dry on the prenup yet. Also, I do believe that Devon really did love Virginia. Yes, is it a meal ticket? Of course. But he probably never had anyone as nice as Virginia, as hot as Virginia, as smart as Virginia. So he's like, damn, I'm really like punching up. Man, I can't get over how Netflix saved all this heat for the finale. Oh my golly. That's a double. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Let's move on. I don't know if y'all had y'all volume turned up, but here I got surround sound. So I don't know if you heard it because you had to crank it, because right here you could hear the officiant tell Devon, get your money up, Trumpy. Listen, man, I'm pretty sure she didn't say that, but she was thinking it. And boy, I tell you, those Virginia tears sure did dry up quick. Even that snacky ass kid was like, what's up with all the commotion? Willie's like, hush girl, my show's on. If you must know, she said no at the altar. Now he's crying. That kid was like, what? Grandpa, is it because we're Republicans? What reason would I have to believe that kid knows they're Republicans? You can't be just telling these people anything, Chris. They come to you for journalistic integrity. I'm sorry for all the times I come up short. Let's move on. On a serious note, though, we get a nice moment between Devon and her dad. He's like, honestly, son, I don't know what the fuck is going on either, but let me tap in. I'm gonna hit you back. But then we get to see Becky's true colors. We're with Devon and his mom in the groom suite. She's like, I thought that bitch wanted a husband. Oh, excuse me, Becky. I think she does want a husband, but maybe she wants a husband that knows more about Roth IRAs than Nike LBJs. And Virginia, let me tell you something right now. I know what a Roth IRA is. I heard of it. And I would never spend that much on sneakers unless it was a fire pair. Virginia tells us that she had to push him on politics, but even that wasn't a deal breaker. It was the communication. She also said what we all said. The sexual chemistry was non-existent. Virginia, let me tell you something. I know about sexual chemistry. I heard of it. You see, I'm just wasting everybody's time, and I'd be sitting here complaining about how long these videos take to record. Yeah, obviously, if you see her talking nonsense, it's going to take longer. But like I said, Virginia, that dress, whatever. Anyway, before we move on to Daniel and Tara, we get a little bit more tea. Apparently, Devon and Virginia received a check as a wedding gift. I think his mom said it to her. But Devon never brought it up. What a sneaky McSneakster. Probably spent the whole thing on his dealer. CVS. CVS is his dealer. Virginia says, I do not regret my decision. Sheesh. We are out of there. But look, I encourage y'all to rewatch this whole scene, because this is one of those scenes like The Sixth Sense. When you watch it back, the signs were there. Okay, that's the last little thing. Somewhere out there, Devon's talking to his family attorney. He's like, look, since I signed that prenup, am I entitled to anything? Okay. No, Devon, you didn't get married. You idiot. All right, people. Last and certainly not least, we are with Daniel and Taylor on their wedding day. How far we have come. Taylor pulls up to the bridal suite. Her friends are already trying to trigger her. She's like, well, what do you think would happen if you guys cross paths outside the pods? Think it would have worked out? Taylor's like, oh, you probably already did. But I'm over that. Over to Daniel with his friends, who all look like AI, especially this dude with the mullet. He gets a letter from Taylor. This letter is fired. Taylor writes a good letter. Daniel talks about how up until this point, they've been keeping it PG. What? PG? In this economy? Then back on her side, Taylor's hating ass mom shows up talking about today's all about me. Whatever. But at least she came with a note from Daniel. Daniel dropped off a note with a bracelet that they made in the pods so that he could be with her all day. This dude Daniel's eating. Anyway, then Daniel's dad, John the diplomat, pulls up. Salute, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you for your service. And after all this shit we've been through this episode, y'all probably fast forward to this part, but we're about to get a real moment here. Daniel's dad is telling Daniel and his homies about his experience raising a child with an impairment. He's obviously talking about Daniel's sister, Rachel, who we all know is blind. Of course, he talks about how he loves Rachel, wouldn't trade her for the world. But when Daniel was born without any impairments, he talks about how he prayed, he fell out, and he was just so thankful that Daniel was there, happy and healthy. Daniel's like, yeah, but I'm 5'8". You don't think that's a physical Okay, sorry. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make here is that I could see a lot of people being like, oh, a parent thanking God that his kid was born with no physical impairments. Kids are a blessing no matter how they get here, yada, yada, yada. And look, I am a YouTube creator with no kids. So you can fast forward my opinion, just like y'all fast forwarded all of episode 12. I'm just saying that raising babies, kids, without any disabilities is one of the hardest things we have to do. Well, raising them right, at least. When you add on the challenge of raising them blind or hearing impaired or on the spectrum or anything like that, I can't imagine the extra stress that adds to the family. We're just watching a TV show. We get to see Rachel all grown up, giving her thoughtful opinions on shit. I bet while raising her, Daniel's parents, even being as regal and diplomatic as I like to say that they are, I'm sure at many points we're like, what the fuck? I would bet that it put a strain on their love life. I would bet that it put a strain on their finances. So when you decide to have another kid, who will also no doubt be a challenge, if that doctor tells you, hey, this baby was born with no impairments, I could see why Daniel's dad would have fell out, you know? I don't know. Just a shout out to all the parents out there, especially parents who raised or are raising kids with any type of physical disability, neurodivergence. I will always see you. Okay, back to the Virginia impressions. Now we're with Taylor, who comes out in her dress, and god damn it, her dad almost caught me slipping. She tells her parents how she's lucky to have them there at her wedding day because there's so many people out there that don't have either one or both parents, and that is excellent. Let's go to the ceremony. Daniel pulls up to the aisle, and finally they show my girl. Listen, y'all, they got his sister Rachel out here, Stevie, wondering, good Lord, this family eats. She put her foot in that, I ain't gonna hold you. Taylor walks down the aisle with her parents. They exchange vows, but of course, Taylor had hers laced with a little extra paprika. She ends that thing saying, Daniel, we may have only known each other for 6 weeks, but our souls have known each other for a lifetime. Sheesh. Even Daniel's mom is like, this bitch is real. The officiant looks at Taylor and says, Taylor, do you take this man, Daniel, to hand over your phone password, even though he probably already has it, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, because he doesn't wash his hands, as long as you both shall live? Taylor says, I do. The officiant looks at Daniel and says, Daniel, do you take this woman, Taylor, to have and to hold her purse while you guys are at Six Flags Great Adventure, because there's a good chance you're not tall enough to ride the rides, for richer or for poor, in Christmas and in health, as long as you both shall live? Daniel says, I absolutely do. Listen, the way Netflix would have canceled Love is Blind if he said no, this man saved the show. Saved the whole damn show. Now you know before we end the episode, they got to go to all the other couples. They're like, do you guys still believe that Love is Blind? And they all say yes. And I can't believe I'm about to do this. And I thought we were done with him, but they asked David the same question last week at the end of his time. They said, David, do you think that love is blind? He's like, yeah, I do. I don't think marriages are. Listen, David, you might be a crippling narcissist with an unhealthy sexual appetite for your sister, but I'm afraid you may have ate with that one. Over to the Daniel and Taylor reception. They all having the time of their lives, and they tell us they're finally ready to consummate this thing. Good Lord, I hope it's fire, because y'all already said yes. You're supposed to know if it's fire before, you're supposed to really get in there, before you could really, Boom, and that's episodes 12, begrudgingly, and 13. Holy bajoli molies. All right, listen, let me just address the elephant in the room. The reunion premieres on Sunday night. We're all looking to get answers on a lot of topics. Now, the good news is it's not live streaming, so you guys should have no problem consuming it smoothly. The bad news is I won't be here to make a video for it. I know, I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to be out of town, so I won't have my little studio to record this stuff for you. Look, I gave you 13 episodes of stuff. I'm just missing one little thing. And maybe, just maybe, if time permits, I could hop on a live from my destination and talk about it. But y'all probably gonna see it before me. You might not even care what I think about it by the time I get my paws on it. I just wanna, lead with transparency and let you guys know. Because I know y'all gonna be in the comments like, bro, you forgot episode 12 and the reunion. None of you guys talk like that. But listen, that's not important. What's important is that we've been riding for another season. This is season 8 of Love is Blind when we've been together. So, look, I hope to talk in some fashion about the reunion. But if not, thank y'all for following the journey. Let me do my little ending thing. As always, thanks for checking out Taste Take. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, obviously, we talking about the finale. And I guess episode 12, that shit was so boring. What are your predictions for the reunion? What do you hope that Nick and Vanessa Lachey ask? How annoying will it be when Vanessa starts talking about Daniel and Taylor at Christmas? How annoying. But yeah, just want to get that in front of you guys. But also, a sincere thank you for riding with me for another season. We've got a lot of these under our belts, and each time they get more fun. You guys called this season boring, but I don't think it's boring because I get to talk about it with you. And that is cheesy, but it is my truth. So a sincere thanks for the time, y'all. Peace. Okay. If you guys remember last week, I said I couldn't ramble because I had to go to work. Well, this week I'm even later than I was last week. So I can't ramble. Okay. Also, props, right? Like, you gotta have the props. Devon's like, you know how much you could sell that for? Just joking. Oh man, see, it's like then I gotta put it. What? How crazy? Listen, Devon, I've been making fun of you all season, but respectfully, you know, you're probably like a decent dude. But what's more important is that I will cook you in basketball. So they're like, how late is this guy? All right, I'm out of here. Like, I really should be getting ready for work. I gotta go.